What's up, creeps? It's Jason. Of course, I'm here with JDK, and for another enlightening crypt cut here. I mean, it's all we do is just fill your brains with
insight.
Yes, I mean, my
or
God.
knowledge.
Is there any other YouTube channel you go to? And you're probably like, yes, I go to like 20 different ones, and you're number 21 on the list. That's fine, because one day we're going to be in your top 17.
I like that. Number 17.
Hey, today I threw a big bold statement on this thing, and I said best zombie movie ever with a question mark, right? And you're probably like, what the fuck? What? Okay, hit me, right? And when you say best zombie movie ever, what comes to your mind?
Me?
Yes.
Return of the Living Dead.
Well, ow! Holy shit! That's a shock. I thought he was going to say some Italian zombie shit.
Well, you're asking me what's the best zombie movie. I mean, I can't compete with that.
Look, he fucking nailed it. So much for a build-up on that. I love it. Yes, I say it. Return of the Living Dead is the best zombie movie, all packaged in one ever. And we're going to give you, we're going to give him 5 hard facts.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why it's the best zombie? And you're probably rolling your eyes right now, and that's fine. Keep rolling them. All right, let them roll all the way back, and then come back again, and so you can watch this because I'm going to give you 5 cold hard facts on why.
Before I dive into the cold hard facts, though, I do got to preface this with you asking me what's the best zombie film.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Italian stuff all day, but like if I'm to show someone The Beyond at age 16, it's not going to resonate. Like we're not going to get into this. I'm just going to push them further and further away from the genre.
You're right.
Return of the Living Dead is going to be accessible to kids. It's going to be accessible to teenagers.
It's so freaking good. Oh my God. Okay.
So like just to preface before the Italian people come, after me here.
Yeah, all the nut huggers out there, right? These Fulci nut huggers. No, that's all right. Italians make some good zombie movies. Americans make good zombie movies. But when you think American zombie movies, you think right to Romero. Is there anybody else when you think of that? Everybody goes right to Romero.
Fulci. Now we're going to disagree.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying for American, right?
Oh, okay.
Italian, everybody goes Fulci or fucking whatever, something with an O at the end of it, or Gento.
O or an I, yeah.
Yeah, or it's either I or an O at the end of it, right?
I can't even tell you who's doing it in the United States outside of Romero. That, as far as iconic zombie films.
For sure. Well, let me tell you about a guy named Dan O'Bannon.
Okay.
People are like, who? Yeah, exactly.
Who?
So in 85, Dan O'Bannon, he wrote and directed a movie called Return of the Living Dead, right? And it's a more of a comedy horror zombie movie, okay? So don't, once again, and I'll explain why that's actually cool, okay? Why that's actually good. So now what did Dan O'Bannon do afterwards? Not much. I don't know if he had any good director. This is his debut. He knocked it out of the park, and then he just went and he falls in that producer role and other stuff. But he's got some other, stuff on his belt, but nothing like this, man. So let's go. 5 hard facts why this is the best zombie movie ever. First off, you can't kill the zombies. Every other horror movie in the world, right? Every other zombie movie in the world, there's a way to kill them. You can shoot them in the head. You fucking can dismember them. You can do whatever, right?
Sure.
This is why I love this, right? This is why I love it, because you see this in the movie right off the bat when they ice pick that dude in the brain.
Get him off, Frank! Have him pinned, Frank! Hold it! Fucking brain. Then do something else for goddamn.
And then they're like, well, shit, you're supposed to kill him if you hit him in the brain. So I loved how they use the tropes, right?
Sure.
And which I believe and don't get, you guys are going to beat me up on this, but I think either one of the producers or whatever worked with Romero on Night of the Living Dead.
Okay.
And then those two, Romero and this guy, I don't remember his name. I'm sure I'll do like a little graphic where he pops up and it's like, oh, it's his name. So right here. How about that? But they split ways, and they said, hey, you can have all the return and the nights and all that stuff. I'm going to take. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have the nights, the days, the dawns,
sure.
Mr. Romero. I'm going to take returns. Okay.
Ooh.
So like they had a handshake, they fucking high five and walked out. So and then he found Dan O'Bannon and like, hey man, write this shit, polish up this script, and let's get this thing going. So But you kill them. How you kill zombies in Romero movies? You shoot them in the head.
That's it.
Right.
Simple.
Right. You can't do that here. In fact, they cut off the head in the very first kill, I guess you want to say, in Return of the Living Dead, and that body's still flopping.
Still flopping.
In fact, they cut off every body part. Remember, they had to go to the crematorium?
Yes.
And all that stuff.
With bags and
You
everything.
can't kill these guys. Now, also, fucking fun fact, the first zombies to ever want to eat brains. Ooh. The rest was just flesh eating. Just eat some skin, you're good, right? Well, we realized that that's not really good for your digestive system. So, but brains, motherfucker.
And Homegirl wanted some brains while she was on attached to that bed.
And it's a great scene, by the way, on that one too, because she explains why they need brains, because it hurts to be dead.
Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
Brains only.
Yes.
Why?
The pain.
What about the pain?
The pain of being dead.
It hurts to be dead.
I can feel myself rot.
Right? It is the most excruciating fucking pain when you're dead. You can feel myself rot, right? Which I love, because now, are you scared of dying? I am now.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Before, I just thought the light switch would go out to go to sleep. But now, fuck, it hurts to be dead. And the only cure, right, is not more cowbell. All right, now, only old people would get that reference. It is.
It's a brain.
It's a brain. So there you go.
And
so
really quick to piggyback off that. Speaking of the zombies, man, when they bum rush that ambulance, I mean, there's nothing more horrifying than that.
Send more paramedics.
And
right?
they stampede over that thing. You know what I mean?
I love it. And they just go straight for the fucking cranial. Everybody goes right for the brain, right? I love it. They don't care about your arms or nothing like that.
No.
It doesn't matter, right? Okay, part two, number two, whatever. I'm all fucked up. It's Monday for us, or Wednesday.
It's our Monday.
Look, can I just say full frontal Linnea Quigley?
I hope you're watching, because we love you.
Look, and that's done out of respect. But as a young kid in the 80s, I think this made me a man at this point, right?
For sure.
When you see Trash, which is Linnea Quigley, which, is a sweetheart of ours, right? We love her. And she's just that totally psycho, like wild bad girl / I don't even know what, punk, evil demoness type. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know.
But she gets, she gets a little frisky and starts dancing on that grave, and and everybody's like, "Bring some light over here." She's at it. Trash is at it again, and she goes this full frontal, like pretty much 90% of the movie, by the way.
Pretty much. And what's homeboy's name? Suicide?
Yeah.
With the leather.
Right. Yeah.
There's the costume guy.
Yes,
You know what I mean? I mean, even he's hilarious when she's getting naked, and he's just like, "What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Have some respect for the day."
That's what he said. He's like, "You think this is a costume? This is a way of life." Right?
I love that guy.
Yeah. All right. And that's why he goes fucking spooky, and she goes, "I like it spooky." Yeah, she's just manhandling some stuff. Anyway, so right there, the best role ever for Linnea Quigley, and as a young boy, hey girl, whatever, that was some shit, right?
That was some shit.
So, all right, number 3, and the reason I love this, it is the perfect dark comedy, dark humor, whatever you want to call it, right? I guess the comedic duo they get, there's two idiots and you need a medical supply, right? And it's actually, and the thing, it's Frank and I think Ernie.
Yep.
Yeah. And which is James Karen and Don Calfa, I believe his name is, the two actors. But those two together are a great comic duo.
Phenomenal. And those two together is a big partial reason why I say that it is the best zombie film of all time, because again, those two bring new elements to this genre that you're missing, and you're again making it accessible for kids that probably aren't interested in like the really deep gore
for
films,
sure,
you know what I mean?
Or like the really dark and disturbing zombie films, which most zombie films are. There's unless you go to Shaun of the Dead or something like that, there's not really any fun zombie movies,
Not many, but this is a party.
This is it. This is a fucking party,
and
right?
responsible for those two are very responsible for.
Yeah, because they're just two bumbling idiots that work the fucking night shift and one's like the new guy and one's the old guy. Let me show you around. And of course he gets, hey, let me show you this. No one's supposed to see this, right? And then they go down into the basement and release all hell.
Oh, God. Hey, these things don't leak, do they?
Leak? Hell no. These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Oh, fuck!
right? And all that stuff. I'm not even gonna run it for you. You guys never seen it, why it happens, but that is great. And just like you mentioned, with all the punks and everything, they're great comedy, great writing in this as well. And even when the boss comes in, and the boss is like, now he's running the show, and he goes over to his buddy, he's known for 25 years, right? The crematorium over there, and the guy's just, he's like some weird German dude. He has like a German Luger on his hip at all times.
I love that guy.
And all this shit, and it's like, you owe me a big favor, if you get rid of these. I think it was like, at first, these bags of shit was like, oh, it's rabid weasels, right? Yes. But then he realizes, no, we fucked up. We released a chemical. Anyway, great stuff, fun stuff, and I laugh the entire time when I watch this. So, number four. Now, we all have great zombies. Now, let's go into like the zombies of the, say they are crawling out of the graves and all that. They're just normal. There's nothing special. But there is one zombie that stands the test of time, and that is fucking Tarman. Wow. Right? Technically, the zombie that started it all, right? Because he was in that container of...
what was that container?
Like 2,4,5-trioxin, I believe it is. If I'm wrong on that, just get me back. But I think it was like 2,4,5-trioxin.
Sure.
And it was in a military thing. I don't know if it was like a military experiment. And somehow they lost them, or they stored them in the UNITA medical supply. And these two idiots are fucking around with it. They hit a few knobs. And then next thing you know, they release this zombie that turns into the Tarman, which is by far, I don't know the guy's name who did the actual acting in it,
I think it's Alan Trotman, I believe.
Was it? Yeah. Okay, that sounds works for me.
Yes.
But the way he moved, all right, how greasy he looked, and then the transition from like the orange skull just down this pure black, and it was fucking frightening. And the big bright white eyes, and he's just like, brains.
Watch the fucking stuff!
How fun was that?
It was so effective, and again, that's where our buddy Suicide falls victim, because
he gets his brain eaten right off the bat, right? He goes in there, that thing just comes out like behind the curtain, and it's like, and fucking chows down, and then they throw like a paint bucket at it. That's going to stop anything. And it's like, oh, okay, fuck you. I'll go eat your brains too, right? So, such a classic scene down in that basement, and maybe we should recreate that one day. I don't know, thinking about that. So, and then the last part, man, number 5 is, I would say, the most realistic, accurate ending, all right, to a zombie movie. Now, we said this, let me back this up. You can't kill these zombies, right? Now, they've proven that you can burn them in the crematorium type of thing, right? The cremation chamber.
Sure.
But, of course, that smoke went up, made it rain, and then went into the soil and caused all the time. So you don't want to do that, right? No. So how do you get rid of them? Well, U.S. military, baby. That's how we do it back in the 80s. We just nuke our own selves, right?
Spectacular results, sir. Very close to optimal placement. Well, sir, only 20 square blocks destroyed. Less than 4,000 dead, General. I wouldn't worry about the fires, General. The rain is...
He fucking literally sent a nuclear fucking artillery piece, and I love like the colonel, that's on the phone.
I was going to bring him up.
Yeah. He's just like, no problem, General. It was a clean strike. Only 4,000 dead. No one ever know, And it's like, what the fuck? He just nuked a fucking city, right?
Right. He was having a miserable day already. Was it the colonel, the general? Which one's the big guy?
That was the general.
The general, because he comes home, his wife had some bullshit cooked he ate for lunch already.
Oh, fuck.
So he was already in a bad mood to begin with.
Oh, no, that was the colonel. I'm sorry.
Colonel.
Yeah, that was the colonel.
Colonel was in a bad mood.
Yeah, and he gets waking in the middle of the night.
So 4,000 people for him.
Yeah, nothing, man. But honestly, how else were you supposed to kill it? How are you going to contain them to get the fuck out of here, right? You just fucking hit the nuke button and goodbye. So, super fun movie. There's 5 reasons. And like I said, a lot of the zombies in this thing too, reading about this was actually inspired by EC Comics, right? Your old school pre-code comic stuff. If you look at those, some of the best zombies ever.
Incredible.
Yeah, and a lot of them had that same, especially the table zombie, right? I don't know what her name is, but she was rad.
She's amazing.
Yeah. So here's the kicker, right? Most zombie movies get shit on. All right. I mean, they get shit on by the press or whatever. I would say our average rating for a good zombie movie is probably 60, 70% Rotten Tomatoes.
70% sounds good.
Max, right? Yeah. This got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. All right. And remember Siskel and Ebert, those two douchebags? I don't know.
Yes.
They're some reason their opinions really mattered in the fucking film world, which I don't think why, but I'm going to give them a little due because they always shit on horror movies constantly, man. They Halloween, they shit on everything they shit on, right?
Right.
But they gave this a 3 out of 4 stars.
Pretty impressive.
That's pretty rad, man, for a horror comedy zombie movie.
Right, and one that we could fly the flag for. And also, let me just note, the soundtrack to this movie, I can't let this episode go by without mentioning.
Yeah.
You get probably the most effectively used song in the film, and that's 45 Graves Party Time.
Yeah.
You will have this in your head forever.
When that zombie comes out of the grave, and it's a really shitty fucking just skeleton.
Yes.
That just kind of, you can tell he's on a stick, and they raise it out of the grave, and it's just like... Like, do you want a pie?
That became an anthem.
Oh my God! So I hear it at the store all the time, and I just think of Linnea.
I think of her anyway.
I think of her no matter what the fuck's playing. So there you guys go. Tell me if I'm wrong. What's better? What is a better all-round fucking zombie movie? And if you give me like World War Z, just unsubscribe now, okay?
And if you say The Beyond, I'm coming over for dinner.
Oh, how about that? So, all right. Do you wanna? I guess party. I don't know.